memories. When you look back at your life, you can tell exactly when something happened and how it changed you. For me, I remember the first time I felt like an outsider. Now, I was an adorable, absolutely adorable 5-year-old, all right? I would laugh and I would play, and I would always remember my mother and her sisters together. And there was this one particular Saturday where my dad was in his office working, and I could smell the coconut scents coming from the kitchen. Do you remember what coconut smells like? Fresh coconut when it's cooking? Oh my goodness, I ran down to the kitchen and my mom and her sisters were there. But when I ran into the kitchen, they shh. Like, what were they talking about? Like, I couldn't hear. My mom was like, no. Do you want to make some candy? And I was like, oh yeah. Now, she put me to stand beside a hot stove with flames, and the pot was almost as big as I was, and she gave me a wooden spoon, and she's like, stir that sugar. And I was like, ooh, yes. Now, for those of you who are from the islands, yeah, you know I'm talking about making coconut candy with hot sugar, and I'm stirring. Oh, and it's melting. And I'm like, I wonder what that tastes like. And all of a sudden I hear, don't you do it, don't you dare. I'm like, what? I'm not gonna do anything. I'm just stirring. Yeah, you know, and as soon as my mom turned her back, oh yeah, I thought, and I stuck my finger right into that hot sugar, and oh, let me tell you, the burn was like unbelievable. My lips started to blister, and I was like, now, what I thought was going to happen, I thought my mom was going to come over to me and like, oh, my precious 5-year-old. But instead, slapped me right on the leg, and all of my aunts turned around and they started laughing and pointing to me like, ooh, she doesn't know what to do in the kitchen. She doesn't know that sugar is hot. No, I didn't. I was a 5-year-old. And what I did was I jumped and I ran down the hallway. And at that moment, my dad just stepped out of his office and grabbed me and comforted me. He saved me from those terrible women in the kitchen. He had me in his office, and for some reason he had all these blueprints out. And I just started talking, and I was like, Dad, what is this? What does this mean? And he took the time to answer every single question. He explained it to me as many times as I needed it. So during high school, my dad's office became a place of refuge for me. And I really learned all about schematics and what to do. Now, all those years later, my first job, I was an aircraft mechanic. And they couldn't understand how a young 18-year-old girl could read blueprints the way I could. I've been reading blueprints since I was 5 years old. And I have to tell you that I'm something years old now. We won't say the actual number, But I still am terrified of groups of women, especially if they're in a kitchen. I am. Because I don't think I really belong. But what my dad did for me is he created a safe place, a circle where I could go and I could ask any questions. So how does that play into who I am today? You never know how being kind to somebody, how talking to somebody will affect them. It can take them places that you cannot even imagine. One of the things that I have learned is that if you want to form a bond with somebody, if you see somebody standing by themselves, go over and talk to them. They're probably just as afraid and unsure as you are. Now, there was a study done by Dr. Robert Emmons back in 2015, and he said that if you can practice gratitude by just doing one thing each day, it will have a profound effect on your life. So I want to challenge you. Every day, write one thing that you are grateful for, and you will be amazed at the difference it can make in your life. And it will form a circle of gratitude between you and your community that you cannot even imagine. There are so many times when people come up to me and they say, CeCe, thank you. And what do I say in return? Thank you.